The room froze when he laughed. Not a nervous laugh, a confident one. Crystal glasses hovered midair. My wife didn't look at me. Her boss leaned into the microphone, smiling like a man who had never been challenged. "Success," he said, tapping the glass, despite her husband being just a warehouse worker with no education. Applause rippled, polite, thoughtless. I felt it then, that quiet pressure behind the eyes, the moment when something inside you seals shut. I watched my wife nod, just once, small, agreeing. That nod landed harder than the insult. I stood, slowly, chair legs scraping like a warning no one understood yet. I didn't raise my voice, didn't smile. "That's funny," I said, calm as a ledger entry, "since I own the company you work for." Silence. But this didn't begin here. This was only where it ended. The betrayal had been rehearsed long before that night. I just hadn't been invited to the performance. It started with distance, her phone always face down, her laughter lighter, elsewhere. She stopped asking about my day, stopped caring that I came home smelling of dust and steel. "Just a warehouse," she'd say, as if it were a phase, as if I were temporary. I built companies quietly, signed papers she never read, moved money through structures designed to be invisible. She saw uniforms and pallets, not ownership, not leverage. Then there was him, her boss, too comfortable in our house, too familiar with her silence. I noticed how she repeated his phrases, how his name slipped out casually, often. Denial is efficient, it buys time, but patterns don't lie. People do. I didn't confront her, I audited her. Phone records, late-night calls masked as team emergencies, calendar invites that didn't exist, hotel charges routed through company accounts. I watched her from the quiet places, how she dressed for meetings she never prepared for, how she flinched when I touched her shoulder. Externally, I stayed small, the obedient husband, the warehouse worker. Inside, I was assembling a file, every lie time-stamped, every betrayal footnoted. I learned about the affair the way I learned everything else, slowly, precisely. No shouting, no scenes, just clarity building like pressure in a sealed room. The final confirmation arrived in an email she never knew I received, a transfer request, approved by her boss, marked personal. I asked her one question that night. "Are you happy?" She hesitated. Too long. That was enough. I placed the printed documents on the table, invoices, messages, photos. She collapsed inward, hands shaking, voice breaking. "I didn't know who you really were," she said. I believed her. That was the problem. So we returned to the party. I let him finish his speech, let the applause die naturally. Then I spoke. I explained ownership, shares, board control. I watched his face drain as realization set in. I watched my wife shrink beside him. I didn't accuse, didn't insult. I terminated him publicly for misuse of funds, for ethics violations, effective immediately. The room understood power then. I left alone, no speeches, no forgiveness. Some betrayals don't deserve emotion, only acknowledgement. I didn't lose a wife that night. I shed an illusion, and illusions, once exposed, have no hold.